Is it ready? Yeah. Okay. I guess it's time to go live. My name is Mary Jean DeRusha, and I am live. And I am the co-minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And you can just call me Rev Mary. It's so much easier. Because then it's Rev Mary and Larry. And then when my sister comes, it's Mary, Larry, and Sherry. And anybody else rhyme with that, we'll just introduce you right now. So anyway, I'm just glad you're here. We have fabulous music today. And oh, good. Good. Yeah, we were changing the order of service so we could add that, and I didn't know how to change the order of service, so that's why I didn't add it. But I'm glad you're doing it. Thank you. So the Center for Spiritual Living is actually a spiritual community of people that are willing to expand consciousness, willing to live from love, willing to live from peace and joy, willing to use spiritual principles and create a life that works for everyone. We have classes that assist us in awakening to something even greater. We have meditation in the Sunday mornings. We have books in our bookstore that are just amazing.
We have bonfires.
We have social activities. Coming up is one of our biggest fun things of the year. It's our bonfire with music. The Final Veil band is actually playing and singing. There is a barbecue that Larry is, you didn't know you're part of, but Marcia Walton and Ann and Larry and I are helping put together all the food for the barbecue.
Sounds like you just did the announcements.
Oh, well, you know what? I probably am supposed to do the announcements.
Okay.
But I want to tell you something really cool. My assistant, who's 25 years old, Maddie. Are you 25, Maddie? 26. Okay, she's an old lady. I'm sorry. I missed it by you. She's 26 years old. And she had bought some TJ pizzas as a fundraiser to help somebody. And she brought them in and cooked them for one of our classes, and they were so good we decided we're going to use TJ Pizzas as a fundraiser. And we're actually starting it today because they gave us 4 pizzas that we're cooking and cutting in squares so you can all try what it tastes like. And we have these order forms. It's pizza and it's frozen desserts and cookies. Break and bake cookies, and we just have to sell like 100 items, and then they pay us, and then we get all of our stuff. But one of the things that's really cool about this is it's not just giving money, you get something from it. You know, every time you're eating it, you can say, wow, I'm blessed by CSL. And I'm really excited because Maddie's taking this on as her project. Isn't that amazing? So you'll get to try it afterwards. We have a potluck in there. There's already some homemade soups that are there. There's some shrimp salad that's there. So come on in for the potluck, and then we'll be passing around the little squares of pizza. And if you love them, everybody has a form on their table. You can begin ordering today. We already have sold 30 items. Yeah. We only need like 70 more is the minimum.
Did you buy all of them?
Yeah. No. I only did 10. Marcia did 10. Maddie did 10. Anybody else want to do 10 pizzas? Another 10. Okay, we've sold 40, 50 pizzas already. 60 pizzas.
I'll do one.
No. Sorry, we're not selling them in ones. We have 60 pizzas sold.
Wow.
We need 40 more products. You don't have to buy 10. You can get a thing. And I think somebody's going to be really having fun with cookie dough because they come in 10 packages of a cookie dough, too. You could have a sugar rush the rest of your life with this. Anyway, I want to thank you for being part of this, and it's going to be a fun fundraiser. So there are some announcements, and I guess I'm the one giving them. Since I started, I want to thank everybody who contributed so generously to our parking lot. If anybody that gave anything to the parking lot, will you stand up so we can acknowledge you? Parking lot fun people. Yay! Thank you so much. Your generosity allowed us to fix that parking lot that for 10 years has looked like the haunted house. It always was great at Halloween because we just pretended like we made it that way for Halloween. So now it looks really nice. If you're called to be a member, there are forms in the lobby, and membership is in December. On the bulletin it says October, but it's not. It's December. And there also is our annual congregational meeting today. So go in, have the potluck, enjoy some food, and then Larry, who right now is the president of our leadership council, will be running the meeting, and you can meet the people on the council and the 2 new people going on the council and get some ideas of what we've done this year and what we're going to plan on doing next year. And we want ideas from you. We want you to like take a project and raise your hand, and our secretary will write down who's going to do what. We wanted an interactive meeting this year, not just talking heads. So please come in, have lunch, and stay for the meeting. Again, next Friday is the Final Veil concert, bonfire, and barbecue. You don't want to miss this. It's going to be fabulous. Bring your friends. And $10 suggested donation for the band. You can help set up. You can help sell. If you can volunteer in 2-hour shifts, there's a form out there on the table. We'd love it if you would come and help. And it is such a fun day. So I encourage all of you to be there. Also, on October 30th, we are going to have a costume contest. Wear your Halloween, whatever costume it is, and then after the celebration, we'll go into Scott Hall, and people can clap voting for the best outfits, and you'll get a prize, whoever wins, and we'll have some apple cider and cookies in Scott Hall, October 30th, okay? How many of you are willing to wear a costume and have fun? Well, this is going to be a small, okay, come on. It doesn't have to be the world's greatest costume. It just has to be fun. Okay, because you know what, guys? For 2 years, we were cooped up at Halloween. We didn't have Halloween parties anymore, and your outfits are just sitting there. And now we want you to put them on and come to church in your Halloween costume, okay? Fine. Now I'm getting people that are going to dress up. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So before you know it, Thanksgiving will be here, and we furnish turkey dinner for anybody here in the congregation and their friends and family. And Tony is donating the turkeys again this year. He has been donating turkeys for like 5 or 6 years, or 10 years maybe. Yeah, I mean, amazing. What we need this year, though, is people that will be the hostess, because our hostess and carver for the last 5 years are doing something else this year, and we only let you do 5 years at a time. So, so if you want to be, how many of you can carve a turkey? We need a turkey carver at 1 o'clock or about 12:30 carving the turkey, and somebody that'll come in and welcome people, and everybody brings a dish and shows them where to put the dish. Think about it, and then we'll get you to sign up later on, okay? I think that is about. The sign up, though, for Thanksgiving is out in the lobby. If you want to come and bring your family, sign up how many people and what dish you want to bring. One year there was no potatoes. Just, I know. And then one year there was no gravy. So just make sure those two are on the list. I think that's all. For the people that came in late, I just want to let you know you will be tasting pizza, because we are now doing a fundraiser with TJ Pizzas, and they gave us some to cook and pass out at the congregational meeting so you can try it. We've already sold 60 pizzas. We have to sell 100 items, and then we make 40 to 50%. So, I mean, it's a win-win. It definitely is. Okay, that's all for the announcements. And now, oh wait, is there anybody here for the first time? The ushers have a packet for you, and you take it into the bookstore, fill it out, and you get a thumb drive of 5 talks. Welcome, Sam. Hi. Welcome today. Anybody else here for the first time? No. Okay. So just go into the books. Oh, the bookstore isn't open today. How can he get his free? Okay. Marsha will take care of you, Sam. She's sitting right next to you. She'll take you in. Congregational song, yes. Here is Bob Baker.
And members of the Big Love Choir. So those of you who are regulars, you might notice that Pookie
Thank
is
you.
missing today. She's on
Thank you,
a
guys.
trip with her sister, Kansas City. Here they come. So we're doing this without her, but remember, we're gonna have the singers come up for 2 or 3 times, and I'm gonna. Yeah, if you want to stand up, that would be great. This is a Karen Drucker song. You could sing along with us, clap, whatever makes your heart sing. Hang on a second here. I'll try to cue you as best as I can. Just sing along. This day, thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this healing, this healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This day, thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for the healing. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing. My friends, thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My health, thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my radiance, my radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My life, thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you. You can clap. Beautiful, my beautiful, my beautiful life. My beautiful, my beautiful, my beautiful life. This earth, thank you for this earth, Spirit, thank you for this earth. Thank you for this earth, Spirit, thank you for bountiful, this bountiful, this bountiful, this bountiful earth. This bountiful, this bountiful, this bountiful earth. This day, thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this healing, this healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this last time with this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Healing, this healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Good job. Big Love Choir singers right there.
Good morning. How are ya? It's time to pray. Yay. Could you dim the lights a little bit? Dim the lights, thank you. So I just invite you to close your eyes gently and just be present to your magnificence. Be present to the magnificence of all of those around you. There is only one power, one presence, one divine consciousness, one energy, one source. Only one. It is whole, it is complete, it is perfect. And inherent in it is all good that we can imagine. Beauty, peace, tranquility, abundance, bounty, and most of all, unconditional love. And because there is only one, each one of us is a part of that. And as such, everything that it is, we are in our very core. There's nothing for us to do. There's nothing for us to become. We already are it. So I just declare today that anything, any fear, any doubt, any limiting belief, preventing any of us from realizing the truth of who we are is dissolved. It is released. And all we have to do is allow the divine expression of itself through us. No work, no efforting, just allowing. So we just surrender to that power and presence and let it have its way with us. Because we are beauty, we are joy, we are happiness and love and abundance. And we let it flow easily and effortlessly through us and out into the world. And I'm so happy about this. I'm so grateful for this truth. And because I know it's true, all that is left to say is thank you and release it. Let it go into the law where it's already done. So I let it be. And as we say together, and so it is. Namaste.
Well, hi. I guess I'm staying up here. So you're going to get a mix of our singers joining us here and there, and I'm flying solo musically here. I want to share something with you. This is, had something kind of exciting happen in the last couple of days. Those of you who are regulars might know, since I've been a fixture here for like a decade, that you know I'm a musician, obviously. You know that I teach and perform improv. I'm really immersed in the arts. But those are all sideline things. In the last few years, my main sort of mission in life, my vocation, is related to my YouTube channel, where for 5 or 6 years now I've been posting morning affirmations, guided meditations, like using my voice to inspire people. And the channel has grown by leaps and bounds. And I hit another milestone just a couple of days ago, 300,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel. So really thrilled about that. Like 1 million views across the channel every month, and it just amazes me. I'm blown away by the impact that this work has done. And I have a book related to that called The Power of Affirmations and Positive Self-Talk. So if anybody would like a copy, it's only $10, and I'd be happy to sign it for you today. I have a few copies that I brought. Since Pookie's not here, this gives me an opportunity to play some solo things that I just don't get a chance to play very often. And many years ago, there was the television show on. I don't even remember what the television show was, but there was a song playing at the end of the show that caught my ear. I loved the chorus of this song, and I looked it up. It was by a band called Blessed Union of Souls. And I love the chorus, but the verses of the original song were really not conducive for like a spiritual center. So I took the artistic liberty of writing my own verses, but keeping the chorus intact. And so I want to share that with you. I haven't played this song in years, and it's the one that was kind of grabbing my attention here to play for you today. I wake up in the silence, in a place where dreams are made. A golden light surrounds me, and I am not afraid. Open up your mind and open up your heart, and you will see that you and me are not very far apart. And I believe love is the answer. I believe
Love will find a way, I believe. Love is the answer, I believe. Love will find a way. Step up to a higher place, reach out with your soul, become the peace within you, give up all control, tap into the wisdom that resides within. You are everything that is and all that's ever been, and I believe that love is the answer, I believe. Love will find a way, I believe. That love is the answer, I believe. That love will find a way. I wake up in the silence, in a place where dreams are made. Golden light surrounds me, but I am not afraid. Open up your mind, then open up your heart, and you will see that you and me are not very far apart. And I believe love is the answer, I believe. Love will find a way, I believe. Love is the answer, I believe. That love will find a way. Love will find a way. Well, love will find a way. Love will find a way. Love is the way. Thank you so much. Yay.
That is beautiful. Skip, will you come up 1 second and just tell people a little bit about the bonfire? Some people came in later, and I don't want them to miss it. And we want you to invite your friends. It's gonna be a really amazing. And Skip and Carlos spend hours getting this fire ready. So what can you tell us about the bonfire?
I can tell you it's going to be one big fire. There's a lot of wood out there we've cut down and chopped, and we're committed to burning most of it. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a nice day. It's supposed to be sunny, a little on the cool side, 62 degrees, but that's not bad. Perfect for a fire. And there's going to be, I guess, some food. There's someone to take care of that.
Tons of food.
Good, tons of food and some great entertainment and a lot of fellowship. Please invite your friends and family. Just remind them to bring chairs. That's the one thing we do need, chairs and plenty of money to tip the music and the fire dancer. And she's amazing. I don't know if any of you have seen her before. Most of you have. She puts on a heck of a show. She really does. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And it'll just be a good community event for all of us to be together and enjoy ourselves, especially after COVID. This is like we're busting out. So let's have some. All right, so we hope you're there. Please invite people. Really, it's a big thing. I mean, a lot of this is about community and having people experience our community. So invite your friends and family. Just tell them it's a great event. All right, thank you. And please, volunteer. You know, giving to the church is important, but giving your time is equally important. And this is your church, your community, this is your family. So please help out, all right? Because there's a few people that usually end up doing everything. And that just that's not sustainable. So we need everybody. It's a community, it's a village. Thank you.
Thank you very much, yes.
And if you have any spare tiki torches, please bring them. We have a few, but a few of them have kind of leaked, so we could use some more. Pam and I have some of the refill containers if you have some that just have the type that slip in. We've got 6 refills, so please, if you have them, we'd love to borrow them. You can get them back at the end, and we'll keep an eye on them for you. All right? Thank you.
Some in the basement.
Yeah, there's a few.
Okay. So wear your costume if you'd like also. Friday night. And here is our amazing speaker this morning. I'd like to welcome to this platform Reverend Dr. Larry DeRusha.
Thank you. Good morning. So, can you put the thought for the day up? So, what you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Jane Goodall, yes? All right, so stand up and greet somebody and say what a difference you make. All right. Come on back. Have a seat. Have a seat. Come on back. All right. Thank you. How was that? Did you like that? You all make quite a difference. So we're talking about commitment all month. And I thought the best way to demonstrate that is, Mary Jean, would you come up for a minute? This is someone who has been committed to teaching and practicing the science of mind and the philosophy for over 40 years. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? She's been teaching classes, she's been speaking, she's been counseling, she's been going out to the hospitals, all committed to everybody else with compassion. And I think that deserves a big standing ovation. Yay! Yeah. Did you say better than bratwurst? So we're talking about committed. Mary Jean often says I should be committed. I think that's a different way of approaching it. A number of years ago, there was a bus accident in Sweden. That bus accident was 2 buses collided. Now, only 6 people died from it, which is totally amazing. If you ever see the pictures online, the buses are completely destroyed. And 56 people survived. 5 years later, they did a survey of those 56 people and said, what do you remember? Well, the first thing everybody said was, I remember the pain. The second thing they said was how totally depersonalized the whole medical establishment was. They were treated like objects from the beginning to the end, that there was a lack of compassion and empathy and sympathy from most of the people that were involved. That's pretty stunning, isn't it? Well, they took that survey and they went out to the broader markets and said, okay, what do you think? What they found was only 1% of the people thought that people in the medical industry were compassionate. That's another astounding fact, isn't it? It means also that there's a lot more that's going on in the medical world, just like in everybody's life, that they're busy. Why aren't they compassionate? I went into the doctor, I don't know, 8 or 9 months ago. I think he looked at me once. The rest of the time, he was looking at a computer, going, okay, what's wrong? Yeah, what else? Why are they doing that? Because they have so many people that they're supposed to see so fast that they don't have time for anything other than what's automatic. When you go into the intensive care units, they're so busy, and especially when COVID was going on, they were overwhelmed. But the lack of compassion is a national, international disaster in the world. We have gotten so into our egos that we have split ourselves from the human race and become pockets of the human race. And one thing Ernest Holmes always talked about was the collective. And that consciousness of the collective right now is bifurcated. It's changing. It's splitting off. There are splinters going everywhere. And this group and that group and this group and that group. And the main thing that Ernest taught and all great religions teach is there's only oneness. But that's true only if you're not in your ego. If you're in your ego thinking process, then you're going to start feeling separate from everybody else. Why is that true? It's true primarily because of the way we've been raised. From the time that we were 4 or 5 years old. It's interesting, a tidbit came up that we're a hugging audience, yes? We're a hugging crowd, and the whole science of mind is all about getting hugs. Do you know that your body has a memory? The body has a memory, and the moment that you hug somebody, there's memory that's transferred. And in India, they go namaste. They don't want to shake your hand because they don't want memory being transferred. Not interesting? The body totally has a memory. It has a memory that has come down through genetics. I mean, your grandmother, your grandfather, your great-grandmother, great-grandfather, they're all within you. Thousands of generations are within you. And when you give somebody a big hug, you're transferring part of that information between you. What we like about that is there's also a transference of energy. This energy is like compelling. It's magnetic. Now, I'm sure you've all had a hug from somebody that's probably been withdrawn for a long time. And you feel this kind of cold vibration from them, right? The moment that you feel that is the cue for you to bring more energy into it. And the more you give, the more that will come back. So compassion is something that for years now I've been talking about and what we need more of in the world. And compassion in terms of spirituality is who are you and what are you bringing to the human race? What Jane Goodall said is, what's the difference you want to make in the world? It doesn't matter what your age is or any other information about you, except what do you want to bring to the world? What's the difference you're going to make? Is it like Mary Jean, who got into Science of Mind in St. Louis 40 years ago or so to make a difference? Something pulled her in that direction. I call that future pull. Something in the future was pulling her towards that. And all of us have that. There's some future that's pulling us towards it if we're paying attention. But if you're in your ego mind, if you're in your judgment, if you're in your likes and your dislikes, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss one of the most important things about your life on this planet is what you're here to be. not to have, and not to do. It's interesting in the great traditions like Ramana Maharshi and the great Advaita traditions, it says, you're not the doer. Everything that's come forward from all of your past lives and what you have been raised in, that's automatically doing and not you. When I first would read that back 45 years ago, 50 years ago, I could not understand what that was saying. It made no sense at all to me. How can that be? I'm not the doer. I'm making decisions in my mind and I'm going out there and doing. But what they were referring to is a capital Y-U. The capital Y-U is that part of you which is the essence of everybody on the planet. It's the essence which is God. That's the oneness. You are that. Say it again. You are that. That awareness is who you are. The mind, body, and all the ego stuff and everything else that goes along with it in the, have, do world, that's all part of something that's just going to flow on because that's not your responsibility. That's the responsibility of the oneness which is creating all of this. But your responsibility is bringing that, what I call an open heart, an undefended heart. Because, in our world, we defend our hearts like we're going to lose them any minute. Yes? You can see it all the time. You see it in relationships. You see it in going into the stores and you're talking to somebody. Whatever it is, there just seems to be something. Well, that something is we're holding back. We're in fear. We're afraid. For what reason? There's nothing to be afraid of. Not a single thing should you be in fear of. Why? Well, what's the ultimate fear? Dying. The ultimate fear is it's going to be all over on that day. Okay? BS. Not true. So if that's not true and that you believe that you've reincarnated and there's multiple lives, which almost all religions, including Christianity, has brought forward that there is reincarnation, then guess what? Obviously it wasn't all over for you. And you return. So then what's to be afraid of? Well, I'm afraid of what I don't know. It's on the other side. Talk to all the people that have been on the other side, some for a long period of time, like my friend James Pottinger. For 24 or 48 hours, he was dead. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? I think he would hold the record. At the University of Arizona, they still have a plaque about him. Because when he had his car accident, his girlfriend, they had been down in Mexico and they were celebrating Cinco de Mayo and they were drunk coming back. And the car went off the road in the middle of the night, crashed. His girlfriend was thrown out of the car and she only had a couple of scratches. He, on the other hand, was crushed in the car. And on the way to the hospital, they declared him dead. They got to the hospital, they declared there's no breathing, there's no brain. He was done. They sent him to the morgue. At the morgue, at some point, he wakes up. Now, he wakes up, but he can't talk, and he doesn't have any motor skills, and he's not sure what the heck's going on. He doesn't know who he is, never did recover any memories of who he was. And yet, the person that healed him was Ernest Holmes. After surgeons said, you're a vegetable, you're going to be a vegetable all your life, told his parents that, on and on. What was going on that Ernest was able to heal him? Because Ernest spoke directly to him. He lived with Ernest for a while, and Ernest Holmes spoke to him all the time about the truth of who he was, and that everything that's going on will change the moment you believe it's going on. And after a year of being with Ernest Holmes, he enrolled in college. He went on to get 2 doctorate degrees, became a minister. Powerful story, isn't it, about here's a guy who lost it all. And on the other side, he and I compared notes. And almost all of the people who have crossed over say the same thing. It's amazing how immediately you go through this, here's the movie, and then after the movie, all these people that had crossed that you knew, distant relatives and so on, come to greet you and say, okay, next, here we go. And then at some point, you're either going to be there for a while or you're going to move on and back into this life. Or if you really practice and you really spend time in that part of you which is awareness, that part of you which is the essence, and in a moment I'll tell you how we do that, you don't come back. You evolve. You evolve on in those planes. Or if you get to the place to where you stabilize in this oneness that you are, watching the movie of the world going on, then there isn't anything else. You go back to the ultimate place, which is beyond words, beyond saying anything. So all of what we do is about, it's a personal revolution. We've got to revolve and evolve in our lives right now. And if we don't do that, the world is going to continue to look the way it's looking. Because you're going to get a world that looks exactly like what you're paying attention to. And most of the people are paying attention to what? All the political divisiveness, all of the killings and all of the robberies and all of the stuff that's not working right and all of the hurricanes and all of the disasters going on. And we're focused on it and the media's focused on it and our attention, our ego attention is glued to it. And we see more of it. And then we start seeing it more in our life. And then our life seems to be not working and it seems to be too much. And we go, what's happening? Why is this happening? It's happening because what we're looking at from our ego. And it loves drama. It loves drama. It loves conflict. I'm a writer, and one of the first things you learn when you're writing is if there's no conflict in the TV series or in the book or whatever you're doing, it flops, period. End of statement. Well, that's because everybody can identify with conflict. Everybody identifies with the conflict, and you get to a point in the book, and then there's this tragedy that happens, and then you survive and you become more. This is the story that started back before the Greeks, how they wrote their stories. And you get this catharsis. We have conflicts all the time in our lives. That's all a result of the ego. Carl Jung is the great psychologist, psychiatrist, who talked about this all the time. Carl Jung was a master at the Hindu religion, as a matter of fact. And he realized this ego and what it was doing, and he broke away from Freud. He and Adler and Wilhelm Reich and a number of others said, okay, your ego is out of control, Freud, and so we're going to go off and do our thing. And that was his impetus for the type of therapy he got into doing, Jungian therapy. And he said, there's got to be something else. What's the something else? What is it that's within me that there's something that's begging to come out? And he said, I realized it wasn't something begging to come out. I had to change the direction. It was something begging me in. And he said, once I did that, I recognized the truth. And he said, I could recognize it in everybody. And that became my therapeutic treatment. That's the treatment that all great spiritual lights have done, whether it's Amma or whoever it might be, is I don't see you, I see the truth of who you are. Because if I see you, I'm just going to see all the ego stuff and all the credentials and all the stories that we love to tell. We're such storytellers, aren't we? And we miss the fact that everybody's the light of God. Unquestionable, period, full stop. You are the light of God, veiled by the ego, our beliefs, Ernest is great to talk about how our beliefs are forming what's going on in our life. Change your beliefs. So here's something to do. I know most people have trouble with meditation, so I'm going to suggest you do meditation instead. So what I want you to do is 30 minutes in the morning, the moment you wake up, the moment before your eyes even open, I want you to notice the thoughts. Be aware of the thoughts that are coming to you. Be aware of them. Don't chase them. Be aware of them. If you start chasing a thought, it's easy to do. I mean, a thought comes up and another thought, and then all of a sudden you're off into the story. Practice that for 30 minutes, and if you do that in the morning and at night, it's absolutely transformative. Because instead of now engaging in those ego thoughts that are constantly flowing through, the mind begins to settle down. The mind will settle down to the point where those thoughts aren't happening anymore. And the more you do that, the more practice you have at doing that, you will not react to the world anymore. The world will be as a movie on the screen playing, but you're not an actor in it anymore. So this is really powerful. I know from Ernest Holmes' writing, oftentimes his 1920 style of writing is difficult for people to understand. Well, today, that same information can be read from the point of view of any master, and it's absolutely true. Your beliefs create your life. The way you think creates your life. Paying attention to what's out there attracts into your life. These are all universal principles. These are universal laws. The power of who you are and the difference that you want to make isn't going to come from your ego. It has to come from that silence within. That silence within, at some point, will deliver that to you. And I mean deliver it to you because it's not just going to be a thought that comes up. Things in the objective world will start to show up in your life to prove that. Things like when Mary Jean first took the church in Marin County, California, and we were trying to figure out where the office would be and where we would have classes and stuff. And I'm driving down the street and I said, okay, I feel something coming up about this. I'm pulled somewhere. I need a sign. Instantly, the truck in front of me dropped all of its signs onto the highway. It was a highway repair truck. All those big signs, one bounced over the car. I said, I get it. And I immediately turned off at the exit to avoid all the rest of the signs in the road and went down that road. And less than 6 months later, we had a house on that road and the church was on that road. Universe will bring it to you. You don't have to do anything. What you have to is be. Allow that. Mary Jean and I always talk about these signs and wonders that show up exactly when we need them. But it wasn't really a need. It was the universe going, here it is. There you go. You are the light of the world. No question about it. So I ask you, are you willing to do the work? Because the work is not work at all. It's to be in the silence. And let that thing which we call universal consciousness, that quantum field, inform you of what's to come. And everything whatever that need is, it's fulfilled. All the great teachers have said this. So, can you put the thought for the day back up for me, please? Let's read this one together. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what the difference you want to make. Let that sink in. Because the difference that you're going to make when you come from that silence will change the world. You're a blessing. Thank you. Namaste.
receivers, please come forward. Woo!
Wow.
Would our prosperity receivers please come forward? Yes. And Mr. Coyote. Look at that. Whatever is your gift today, I just bless it. And I want to bless all those that actually are automatic givers. They're taken out of a credit card, or actually we have used our Southwest credit card for giving for the last 15 years. We have like 245,000 miles or something on my Southwest credit card, and I really say I can travel, and in a way I'm traveling on the CSL back of my Southwest credit card. So whatever it is that you do, whatever you give, just give it from love, knowing that it's part of the universal process, it's a spiritual process to give, and to notice that it's always given back to you. I've seen it time and time again, right? Right. Okay. So whatever is your gift, I bless it to the highest and greatest good, and so I let it be, and so it is.
Do I have some volume here? All right, check, check. Hello. That was an awesome talk. Thank you, Larry. There's going to be two pieces of music here for you right now. The Big Love Choir singers will be back up in just a moment. But first, I'm going to do something I've been doing here for, a few years now. You all know what's coming if you're regulars. I like to listen to the talk and take notes during it. I have no idea. Actually, Larry has no idea what he's going to talk about. he shared this with me. He says, let Spirit move you, right? So I like to summarize the key points that stood out for me in the form of a song. I used to do a doo-wop theme, and lately I've been doing more of a bluesy kind of theme. And so here's what I came up with today's talk. CSL's a great place, all in all. Inspired by a quote from Jane Goodall. You have a mission, for goodness sake. What is the difference that you will make? This is a compassion song, Larry's compassion song. We learned a lot today about compassion. It's so much more than a passing fashion. Life can seem like a problem to solve, but the truth is we do evolve. This is the compassion song, Larry's compassion song. The music and people here, man, that completes it. We already have sold 60 pizzas. This is the compassion song, Larry's compassion song. This is the compassion song. Learning from Jane Goodall, the difference you make. It's not a passing fashion. We only have 100 pizzas to sell. The compassion song. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Another classic. All right, singers, come on up and join me back up here again. So I'm glad you like to laugh here. This is the fun church. Didn't you refer to this as the fun church at some point, Mary Jean? Yeah, and I hope you're having a good time. We take this work seriously, but we also can have a little bit of fun as we do with that little ditty that I just did. And there's an original song that I wrote several years ago. The title of it is Lighten Up. Lighten Up. And so, in fact, if you want to sing along, lighten up, sing that back to me. Lighten up, lighten up. So if you want to sing that along with the choir, feel free to do that. And let's have some fun with this. Are we ready, gang? Yeah. All right. That's an enthusiasm. Let me try that again. Are we ready, gang? Yeah. All right. I hope this song uplifts you. If your life is looking looking down, lighten up, lighten up. If your life is looking down, lighten up, lighten up. If your life is looking down, lighten up, lighten up. When your heart is feeling heavy, go ahead and sing that. Oh, when your heart is feeling heavy. If your heart is feeling heavy, here we go. Trust your heart will show the way. Hey, hey. When I pray, that's what I say. Lighten up. When your sky is dark and hazy, clap. Oh, when your sky is dark and hazy. When your world starts getting crazy. If you want to be set free. Oh, if you want to be set free. And you want to be set free. Hit me with it now. Trust your heart will show the way. Hey, hey. When I pray, that's what I say. Lighten up. Are you getting this message that we're sending to you here? Give me an amen if you know the benefits of lightening up, yes? Amen. All right. You gave me an amen. That's great. I so rarely say that. I always wanted to say that. Give me an amen. Okay. So, yeah, could you think of a time in your life, even recently, this past week, when you were under a stressful situation, feeling frustrated, and you could have stood to remind yourself to lighten up? Maybe something happened over the weekend. Maybe something happened since you walked in the door here that kind of got you a little off kilter, and you could remind yourself, hey, just lighten up, you know? Oh, here's a good one. Oh, man, this is painful. I think it really applies. We have any St. Louis Cardinal baseball fans? Yes, a disappointing end to an otherwise wonderful season. So you might have been frustrated by the loss. Oh, I know I was. So this is a good example here of reminding ourselves. We have one more message for you in the middle of this song here that the choir is going to help me impart to you, and it really applies when it comes to baseball. Ready? Are you ready for it? Don't take it all so seriously. 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 Woo! Let's turn this into a party. Yeah. Woo! Go crazy, folks. Put your hands together. When you want to be set free, lighten up, lighten up. Oh, if you want to be set free, lighten up, lighten up. When you want to be set free, lighten up, lighten up, lighten up, lighten up. Big love choir right there.
Thank you for that fabulous message, Reverend Larry and Reverend Bob. Yep, that was great. Bob also has his book, Power of Affirmations, Positive Self-Talk, that is available. If you would like it, talk to him afterwards. Let's just take a minute. Would our prayer team please come forward? Because we want to allow other people in this world to be healed. If you know of somebody that has been heavy on your heart that you know could use a prayer that to allow that perfection of who they are to shine forth, the wholeness to be revealed. Right now, just call out their name and let's put them in this chamber of prayer. Todd, Michelle, Richard. And now call out your name. Mary. For I know that there is an energy and a power and a presence right here in this very room, right where we are, in us, as us, and through us. Today, when I was in meditation, the Master Jesus the Christ kept coming up in my mind, and I kept hearing him say, "Ye are the light of the world." He kept saying, "It's done unto you as you believe." And I so believe that as we follow that teaching and we begin changing our beliefs to recognize that there is a wholeness to this universe. Like Jesus said, it's the power within that does the work. Not just the power within Jesus, but the power within each and every one of us that does the work. So I know right now, whoever's name has been mentioned, that wholeness of spirit, that perfection, that love, that peace, that power is right now being manifested. I offer a special prayer to Michelle Conley Brown as she heals from surgery. A special prayer to Richard Titchener as he heals from surgery. Special prayer to all those that recently have contacted the ministry of prayer, knowing that the wholeness of spirit prevails within them. And for this, I give thanks. I give thanks for all the miracles, all the healings, knowing that life is divine right now. Giving thanks. I let it be so. And as we say together, and so it is. Wow. Thank you, Sherry, so much for your bowls and for your energy and life. And now for the closing song.
Do you give an affirmation also?
Yeah, we have an affirmation. What is the affirmation? Today. All right. Well, let's say this together. Today, I stand committed, and I'm not turning back. Not now, not ever. Do you like that? I love the not now, not ever. Let's do it one more time. Today, I stand committed, and I'm not turning back. Not now, not ever. I invite you to join us in Scott Hall afterwards. We want to clean the room out quickly and come in there and have our congregational meeting that we have annually. So come on and eat. Lots of great homemade soups. And I want to thank Bob, and I want to thank the Great Love,
Big Love.
Big Love Choir. The first time I met Bob, I remember he came down and I said, let's welcome Bob Barker.
Come on down.
Come on
The
down.
Price is right.
And he goes, no, it's Bob Baker. I always think of that when I see you.
I've forgiven you, Mary. Feel free to stand on this one. You
Let's
know this
stand
if you're a
and
regular
close
here.
this song.
A short version of the title track from our CD, Opening Up to the Good. Sing it loud and proud. I am opening up to the good. I am opening up to the good. I am opening up to the good that is my life. Joy, I am opening up to the joy. I am opening up to the joy. I am opening up joy to the joy that is my life. Peace, I am opening up to the peace. I am opening up to the peace. I am opening up to the peace that is my life. Love, I am opening up to the love. I am opening up to the love. I am opening up to the love that is my life. Opening, I am 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 opening to the good that is my life. Opening, I am opening. the good that is my life. To the good that is my life. Last time, to the good that is my life. Happy Sunday! Get your pizzas.